How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today, I'm going to be doing my review for The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 6, which was titled Chapter 22, Guns for Hire. Now, going into this episode, I had very low expectations because I saw a bunch of stuff online before I watched the episode. I usually watch the episodes about 24 hours after the fact they are uploaded to Disney Plus because, they come out right at midnight. And just because, life gets in the way, I'm not able to watch it right when it comes out. So I usually get spoiled for a bunch of stuff. But I mean, the spoilers for this episode aren't that big of a deal, but they're simultaneously a massive deal because let's just address the elephant in the room. Lizzo and Jack Black are in this episode. It was pretty shocking to see that on Twitter while I was scrolling through just to see Lizzo and Jack Black holding Baby Yoda. What? Now listen, I love Jack Black, and I think he actually was really good in the episode. Lizzo, on the other hand, I don't hate or anything, but she felt very out of place, mainly because she's not an actress. But, Jack Black's an actual actor. Lizzo isn't. I mean, granted, she's not in the episode for that long. I'm not going to complain about it for much, but really, all I wanted to say kind of took me out of the experience a little bit. Actually, a lot of it. But again, going in with such low expectations, I didn't hate this episode. Maybe I'm just a Mandalorian Season 3 defender, because a lot of people are calling this season mid, and a lot of people it's not living up to their expectations. I wouldn't say it's like a fantastic season so far, but and I would probably say this is the worst episode. Although I didn't really like episode 3, so I don't know. And there is some good stuff in this episode actually. Mainly that we get to see Mando and Bo-Katan interact a lot in the episode. And they're kind of like mini detectives in this episode, which I kind of liked that, trying to figure out why this planet that they have gone to, this Epcot Center looking planet, that I do not know the name of. I'm sorry. I know they mention it multiple times in the episode, but it looks like Epcot. And it also looks like that meme where it's like society if, and then it has that image of like a futuristic, you know the one I'm talking about. And then it also kind of reminded me of Tomorrowland from Disneyland. So multiple Disney parks it reminded me of. Guess it makes sense. It's Star Wars. But, it was a cool looking planet for sure. And that was definitely the highlight of the episode for me. Really cool environment. Really liked how it looked. But basically this planet's having a droid problem. And their droids are malfunctioning, ending up hurting people. And Bo-Katan and Mando go through this long, convoluted plot. Well, it's not that convoluted, but it's not that very interesting to talk about. I will say that the one thing about this droid plot of the episode, we got to see battle droids again, which was pretty cool to see, from the prequels. So that's neat. I did like that. And we also got another prequel reference we'll talk about in a little bit, or a name drop from someone from the prequels. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so these droids are malfunctioning, and then they find out Mando and Bo-Katan at the end of the episode, which, yeah, I guess we'll talk about it now. Christopher Lloyd is also in the episode. Obviously, Doc Brown, my goat. And I love Christopher Lloyd, so it was cool to see him in an episode. On top of the fact that we already got Lizzo and Jack Black in the episode. It was like a cameo extravaganza kind of sorts. But yeah, he was cool. But we do find out that he was actually programming these droids, writing little codes in them to, basically lash out. And it wasn't really a malfunction at all. Wow, it was such a twist, I guess. It was kind of a big reveal. I mean, he's a separatist, Christopher Lloyd's character, and he mentions Count Dooku. So that was the other, I guess, prequel reference I was talking about. But yeah, Count Dooku name drop. That was cool. I don't know. As a prequels fan, I was like, yeah, okay. But yeah, then we get to the other kind of plot of the episode. Well, basically, Christopher Lloyd's character is going to exile now for programming those droids, and he's out of the picture. So the planet's saved, and yada, yada, yada. But the other plot of this episode, Bo-Katan challenges Axe Woves, Yeah, something like that. And she ends up getting the Darksaber from Mando at the end of this episode, which was a pretty big deal. We also got to see Koska Reeves. Don't know how to pronounce any of these names. But yeah, her old buddies from season 2 that we saw. Koska and Axe, I think, in both Costco. We saw both of these characters in season 2. And it was cool to see them back. I mean, they don't have a lot of character to them, I guess. We haven't seen much of them, but yeah, it was kind of cool. That whole thing at the beginning, the opening scene of this episode was weird with the, you know, alien creatures and that one guy confessing his love for the other creature. That was kind of weird. I don't know. Anyway, that was cool that Bo gets the Darksaber, though, I will say. She looks badass with it. And Mando, I guess, basically agrees to give it to her because she saved him back on Mandalore. So I suppose that makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. It's cool. Some people were kind of complaining about it, that Mando gave her the Darksaber. But me personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's cool. And I really ship Mando and Bo. I'm sorry. I just do. I just do. A lot of people do as well, though. I'm not the only one. And I want them to kiss? Maybe. No, something like that. But yeah, decent episode. It wasn't that awful, to be honest, but it wasn't that amazing. Yeah, it's maybe better than episode 3, which, again, as I previously mentioned, probably my least favorite. But yeah, okay episode overall. Let me hear your thoughts on it down in the comments below. Curious to see what you guys have to say. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure to check out my Twitter, Letterboxd, down in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.